All right, get ready, because today we're taking a deep dive into the future of travel.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
We're going to be using the 2024 Travel Outlook Report from Deloitte as our guide.
That's a great report.
Yeah, it is. They really went all out for this one. They surveyed thousands of American travelers.
Right.
They interviewed corporate travel managers, and they even analyzed monthly consumer data to try to understand travel trends
Hmm.
and make some forecasts about what might be happening in 2024.
Yeah, and they try to answer some really interesting questions like, will travel demand stay strong? What role does the economy play?
Right, right. And, we've seen some pretty big shifts in travel over the past few years, so
Yeah,
it'll be really interesting to see what they have to say.
for sure. For sure.
So are we all in for clear skies ahead, or is there some turbulence on the horizon? Let's find out.
Okay, well, one thing that really jumps out at me from the report is how Deloitte doesn't just like focus on the numbers,
Right.
They really try to understand the why behind the trends.
Yeah, I like that.
Like, remember all the buzz about revenge travel? Everyone was making up for lost time after the pandemic.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, Deloitte's data shows that it actually peaked back in 2022.
Hmm.
And then by the 2023 holiday season, only 11% of travelers said that making up for missed trips was what was motivating them.
Oh, wow. So is the travel boom going bust?
Well, not quite. The urge to travel, it seems, is still really strong.
Okay.
And what's really interesting is that even when people were feeling less financially secure,
Yeah.
Deloitte has this financial well-being index. And even when that index was dipping, meaning people were feeling less confident about their money, travel spending held steady.
Wow, that's really surprising. I mean, you would think that vacations would be one of the first things people cut back on when money's tight.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
So what do you think is going on there?
Well, it seems like travel has become more of a priority for people.
Right.
It's not seen as just a luxury anymore. It's more like it's woven into people's lives. And plus, travel is a complex purchase, as they say.
Hmm.
You can adjust your plans based on your budget. So maybe instead of staying at that five-star resort,
Yeah.
you opt for a charming bed and breakfast instead.
Right, right.
You can kind of make it work.
So even if the economy hits a rough patch, travel might be more resilient than we think.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's fascinating.
And there's another factor that's really shaking things up.
Okay, what's that?
Remote work.
Ah, yeah, of course.
Deloitte found this huge surge in what they're calling laptop luggers, which are basically people who are blending their remote work with their leisure travel.
So they're working from the beach, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And the percentage of travelers who said that they worked on their longest trip, it jumped from 19% in 2022 to 34% in 2023.
Wow, that's a massive increase.
It is.
I wonder if it's sustainable, though,
Yeah.
It sounds kind of exhausting trying to work and vacation at the same time.
Yeah, it definitely raises some questions about work-life balance and, the potential strain on popular destinations.
Right.
But it also presents a lot of opportunities for the travel industry to adapt.
Okay, yeah. How so?
Well, think about it. We might see more co-working spaces popping up in hotels and resorts, maybe even with stunning views.
Mm-hmm.
And reliable Wi-Fi is going to be more important than ever.
Right.
And there might be more activities and tours that are specifically designed for people with busy schedules.
Oh, I see. So it's kind of like a whole new way of thinking about travel.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Hmm.
So hotels and resorts are really going to have to think outside the box to cater to this new breed of traveler.
For sure, they can't just offer a place to sleep anymore. They've got to become hubs for both work and play.
Right, right.
It's a whole new ballgame.
Yeah, so we've got this blurring of work and leisure. But what about traditional business travel?
Yeah.
With so many people working remotely these days,
Mhm.
is that going the way of the dinosaur?
You know what? It's actually not.
Really?
Deloitte is projecting that corporate travel spending will likely surpass pre-pandemic levels in 2024.
Mm.
So it's making a comeback.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, and while the number of routine trips might be down,
Right.
there's a shift happening towards more strategic travel.
Okay.
So fewer quick trips just to check in with colleagues.
Yeah.
And more in-depth trips that are focused on building relationships and collaborating in person.
So it's more about quality over quantity when it comes to business travel these days.
Exactly. And it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we have all this amazing technology that allows us to stay connected virtually,
Hmm.
but there's still no replacement for face-to-face interaction when you're trying to build trust and really forge strong relationships.
Right, absolutely. So it sounds like the travel industry really needs to adapt to both ends of the spectrum.
Mm.
Catering to the laptop luggers who are blending work and leisure,
Mm-hmm.
and the corporate travelers who are focusing on those high-impact
That's
trips.
exactly right.
It's a lot to keep up with.
It is. It is.
And it's not just about adapting to traveler habits. It's also about embracing new technology.
Yeah.
And speaking of technology, one of the most interesting trends highlighted in the report is the growing role of AI,
Oh, yeah. AI.
artificial intelligence, in shaping the travel experience.
It's fascinating.
It is, but AI, I mean, that sounds pretty futuristic.
It does. It does.
Is this like robots serving us cocktails on planes or something?
Well, that's a fun image.
Yeah.
But AI in travel is more about enhancing efficiency and personalization behind the scenes.
Sure.
So airlines and hotels are investing heavily in back-end systems
Hmm.
to streamline everything from booking to baggage handling.
Yeah.
But it goes even beyond that. They're also exploring how to use AI to tailor experiences to individual travelers.
So instead of getting a generic travel itinerary, we're going to be getting these hyper-personalized recommendations and experiences.
Exactly. Imagine an app that learns your travel style, your budget, your interests, and then it serves up recommendations just for you.
Like maybe it finds a hidden gem restaurant that you would have never discovered on your own.
Okay, that's pretty cool. But doesn't that kind of take the joy out of discovering things on your own?
That's a good point.
Like sometimes the best travel experiences are the unplanned ones, you know?
Right. 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 And I think the key is to use technology as a tool, not a crutch.
Yeah.
It can help you discover things you might have missed otherwise, but it doesn't have to dictate your every move.
So it's all about striking that balance
Yeah,
between tech-driven planning and leaving room for spontaneity.
exactly.
Okay, so that's AI in general, but we haven't even touched on the possibilities of Gen AI,
Oh, yeah, Gen AI.
which is a type of AI that can create new content.
Right.
I mean, hold on, AI can create content like write blog posts about my trip or something.
Well, it could even go beyond that.
Whoa.
Imagine this. You input your travel dates, your budget, your interests into a platform, and then Gen AI generates a unique itinerary for you.
Complete with flights, hotels, activity suggestions, even customized travel guides.
That does sound mind-blowing.
It's still early days for Gen AI, but the potential is huge.
It is. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Right.
Before we dive deeper into this world of AI and travel, let's take a step back and recap what we've learned so far.
Okay.
So we talked about the resilience of travel demand,
Mm-hmm.
the rise of the laptop lugger,
Right.
and the evolution of corporate travel.
Yeah.
We also started to explore this growing role of technology in shaping the travel experience.
For sure.
But there's so much more to unpack.
There is.
We haven't even touched on the growing emphasis on sustainable travel
Right.
and how technology can be used to help travelers make more eco-conscious choices.
It's a big topic.
It is. So stay tuned because we've got a lot more to explore in part 2 of our deep dive into the 2024 travel outlook. Welcome back to our deep dive into the future of travel.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
Before the break, we were talking about all this new technology
Mm-hmm.
that's revolutionizing the travel industry, like streamlining operations and even personalizing experiences.
Right.
But let's be real, sometimes travel can be, well, a bit of a headache.
Yeah.
Long lines, delayed flights, lost baggage. Not exactly the stuff vacation dreams are made of.
Definitely not.
So how is the industry using tech to make our journeys smoother and more enjoyable? Less stressful, hopefully.
Well, that's where this Deloitte report gets really interesting. They talk about how airlines and hotels are realizing that they can't just keep raising fares. They
Yeah.
actually need to focus on enhancing the entire customer journey.
It's kind of like a travel makeover.
Yeah, think of it like that. From the moment you book your trip to the moment you get back home.
I like the sound of that, but what does that actually look like in practice?
Well, for starters, it means investing in more sophisticated back-end systems.
Okay.
These systems can help streamline everything from booking and check-in to baggage handling and customer service. And by making these processes more efficient, airlines and hotels can reduce those annoying wait times, minimize errors, and ultimately create a smoother, less stressful experience for travelers.
So less time standing in line and more time, sipping margaritas on the beach.
Exactly.
I'm on board with that, but isn't that just good business sense anyway? What's really new and exciting here?
Well, it's not just about efficiency. It's also about using technology to actually personalize the travel experience.
Okay, so what do you mean?
Like, imagine checking into your hotel room
Yeah.
and finding a welcome message that's tailored to your interests.
Oh, wow.
Like maybe it suggests nearby hiking trails if you're an outdoor enthusiast,
Mm-hmm.
or highlights the best local jazz clubs if you're a music lover.
Okay, that's pretty cool, but how does that work? Is someone manually creating these personalized recommendations for every single guest?
That's where the AI and machine learning come in.
Oh,
These
okay.
technologies can analyze huge amounts of data, from your past travel bookings to your social media activity, to understand your preferences and try to predict what you'll need.
Mm.
And this allows travel providers to tailor their offerings and their communications to create a truly personalized experience.
So it's like having a virtual travel concierge
Pretty
who
much.
knows exactly what you want before you even ask.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just those personalized recommendations.
Okay.
AI can also be used to provide real-time support throughout your trip.
Oh, like how so?
Imagine being able to use a chatbot to instantly rebook your flight if there's a delay,
Right.
or to get personalized directions to that hidden gem restaurant you found online.
Okay, now you're talking my language. But speaking of technology and travel, we can't forget about sustainability.
Yeah, that's a big one these days.
More and more travelers are concerned about the environmental impact of their trips.
Mm-hmm.
So how's the industry responding to this growing demand for sustainable travel options?
Well, that's a crucial point, and it's definitely something the Deloitte report addresses.
Okay.
The travel industry is finally starting to recognize that sustainability isn't just a niche concern anymore.
Right.
It's actually becoming a key factor in travelers' decision-making.
So what are we seeing in terms of concrete action?
Hmm.
Are airlines and hotels just flapping eco-friendly labels on everything, or are there real changes happening?
There's definitely a mix of both, I think.
Okay.
Some companies are genuinely committed to reducing their environmental footprint,
Yeah.
while others are still figuring out how to, integrate sustainability into their operations in a meaningful way.
Right.
But we are seeing some positive trends.
Okay, like what? Give me some examples.
Well, for example, a lot of airlines are investing in more fuel-efficient aircraft, and they're exploring the use of sustainable aviation fuels.
Okay.
Hotels are implementing energy-saving measures,
Right.
reducing water consumption and sourcing food locally.
Yeah.
And tour operators are offering more eco-friendly excursions and experiences.
So it sounds like there's a real effort to make travel more sustainable, but it's still a work in progress.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a journey.
And technology is playing a role in that too, right?
It's a crucial role, actually. We're seeing all these new platforms popping up
Right.
that allow travelers to calculate their carbon footprint, offset their emissions, and even choose more sustainable travel options.
That's great. But let's be honest, sustainability often comes at a premium.
Yeah,
Are travelers actually willing to pay more for these eco-friendly options?
that's a great question, and it's one that the industry is grappling with.
Yeah.
Research suggests that there's a growing segment of travelers, particularly younger generations, who are willing to pay a bit more for sustainable travel.
Okay.
But for many, price is still a major factor.
It makes sense. It's a balancing act
Yeah.
between making sustainable travel accessible to everyone
Mm-hmm.
and also making sure that it's financially viable for the industry.
Exactly. It's a tough one.
But what about the traveler experience? Can sustainable travel actually be as enjoyable as traditional travel?
Absolutely. In fact, I think sustainable travel can often lead to more authentic and enriching experiences.
Really? How so?
Well, think about staying in a locally owned eco-lodge that's nestled in nature,
Okay. Yeah.
or enjoying farm-to-table cuisine, or even exploring a destination by bike or on foot.
Right.
These experiences allow travelers to really connect with the local culture and the environment in a much more meaningful way.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the appeal. It's not just about doing good. It's about experiencing travel in a different, more conscious way.
Exactly. It's a whole new mindset.
Okay, so we've talked about sustainability, but let's shift gears for a moment and talk about another key aspect of the travel industry, partnerships.
Yeah, partnership.
The report highlights the growing importance of partnerships in creating a more, I guess you could say, holistic and integrated travel experience.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean exactly?
Well, it's about recognizing that travel is more than just flights and accommodation. It's about everything that happens in between. The tours you take, the restaurants you eat at, the activities you enjoy, the transportation you use. And by partnering with other businesses and organizations, travel providers can create a much more seamless and enriching experience for their customers.
So instead of just booking a flight in a hotel, I could also book like a cooking class, a wine tasting, a guided hike, all through the same platform.
Exactly. And these partnerships can even go beyond just booking activities.
Okay.
Like imagine an airline partnering with a ride-sharing service to offer discounted rides to and from the airport,
Right.
or a hotel partnering with a local museum to offer guests free admission.
So it's all about creating an ecosystem. So
Yeah,
everything is connected, and it just makes travel more convenient and enjoyable.
exactly. And technology is playing a huge role in facilitating these partnerships and making them more accessible to travelers.
So to recap, we've got the travel industry working hard to enhance the customer journey through technology, embracing sustainability, and forging these strategic partnerships to create a more holistic travel experience.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But we're not done yet. Remember that mind-blowing concept we touched on earlier?
No, you mean Gen AI.
Gen AI, that's right.
Yeah, we only scratched the surface of its potential before the break.
We did. Are you ready to dive a little deeper into the world of AI-powered travel planning?
I am. It's going to be fascinating.
This is where things start to get really futuristic.
It does.
But before we get carried away with AI-powered travel agents and personalized itineraries generated in seconds,
Yeah.
let's take a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll explore how Gen AI is poised to revolutionize the way we plan and experience travel. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back and ready to really explore this world of generative AI and its potential to transform travel.
It's exciting stuff.
It is. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the idea that AI could actually plan my trips for me. It sounds almost too good to be true.
It does sound like science fiction, right?
Yeah.
But Gen AI is already being used in a lot of different industries.
Right.
And travel is just the next frontier. And remember, Gen AI, it can create new content from text and images to even music and code.
Yeah.
So when you apply that to travel, the possibilities are pretty amazing.
So paint me a picture. What could travel planning actually look like in a world that's powered by Gen AI?
Okay, so imagine this. You're sitting at your computer and you're daydreaming about your next vacation.
Okay.
But instead of spending hours searching the internet for flights, hotels, and activities, you just open up this AI-powered travel platform.
Okay.
You tell it where you want to go, your travel dates, your budget, and what you're interested in. Like, are you a foodie, a history buff, an adventure seeker?
Right.
And the AI takes all that information and then it generates a personalized itinerary just for you.
So it's like having a personal travel agent, but one that's super powered,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a travel agent that can analyze tons of data and create this totally unique itinerary that's tailored to my specific needs. Exactly. But it goes beyond just flights and hotels. Gen AI can suggest activities, restaurants, experiences that fit with what you like.
Oh, wow.
It can even create custom maps and guides with insider tips and recommendations.
Okay, that sounds incredible, but what about those of us who, we really enjoy that element of serendipity when we travel?
Right.
The unexpected detours, the chance encounters, those hidden gems you stumble upon when you're wandering off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Wouldn't AI kind of take away from that, that sense of discovery?
That's a good point, and I think it's really important to remember that AI is ultimately a tool. It's there to enhance your travel experience,
Right.
not to dictate every single step of your journey.
Yeah.
You can always choose to deviate from that suggested itinerary, explore on your own, and embrace the unexpected.
So it's about finding that balance.
Exactly.
Between planning and spontaneity, structure and freedom.
Yeah, it's about having the best of both worlds.
I like that. It's about empowering travelers, not like replacing that human element of exploration.
Right. And while widespread adoption of Gen AI in travel is probably still a few years away, it's a trend that everyone should be paying attention to.
Yeah, I think so too.
It really has the potential to totally revolutionize the way we plan and experience travel,
Right.
making it more accessible, more personalized, and hopefully more fulfilling for everyone.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the future of travel, what are some of the key takeaways for our listeners?
Sure.
What can they do to prepare for this, this evolving travel landscape?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that travel is becoming more and more personalized and technology-driven. We're moving away from this idea of mass tourism and toward these more curated and individualized experiences.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So my advice would be to embrace technology as a tool for empowerment. Explore some of those new travel apps, experiment with AI-powered platforms,
Right.
and use these tools to help you create travel experiences that really align with your interests and values.
Great advice. And of course, Don't forget to pack your sense of adventure.
Oh, that's essential.
Be open to the unexpected.
Absolutely. That's what makes travel so special.
It is. All the technology in the world can't replace that thrill of discovering new places, connecting with different cultures, and making memories that will last a lifetime.
Couldn't agree more.
Well said. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the 2024 Travel Outlook.
It's been fun.
It has. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
We hope you've enjoyed the journey, and maybe you're feeling a little bit inspired to explore the world in some new and exciting ways.
I know.
Until next time, safe travels and happy exploring.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through the future of travel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more insights and updates. Visit Tourism, Capturing the Scene of Knowledge, a comprehensive website delivering the latest travel trends and innovations. Accelerate your mastery of the tourism industry, all in one place. Navigate through a vast showcase of comprehensive business-oriented tourism content, 99% pure industry intelligence, and 1% academic, curated for discerning professionals. Why subscribe to Tourism? Capturing the Scene of Knowledge. Make informed decisions. Instantly access key reports and insights from top sources across the tourism industry. No research required. All in one place. Why split your attention? A single subscription gives you easy access to thousands of reports, videos, and infographics just as effortlessly as watching a 30-second ad. Save time with curated searches. Time is money. Let our subscription save you both by delivering valuable insights directly without the endless search. Until next time, happy travels.